So when I say go, please quietly meet me over on the rug in your spot. Ready, go. Awesome. Thanks for coming over quietly. So I know this has been kind of a crazy week because we didn't have school on Monday. I wasn't here yesterday. I was at a training, and then we're here today. But one thing I did want to focus with you guys on this week were some of the strategies that we've practiced. And I wrote them in our familiar place so that you know where to look. But we're going to be looking at making inferences today. We're going to practice our visualizing strategy so we can better understand what we're reading. And as always, we always use context clues. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do, our end product for today, and then I'll give you kind of our list of what we're doing, and then I'm going to let you guys get into your groups, okay? So we're going to do some painting and some drawing and some artsy, craftsy things, which I know you guys enjoy. We're going to practice visualizing. And first of all, when we look at the word visualize, what's the root word that you see there? Visual. You see visual. Turn and talk to me really quick. What does that even mean, that word visual? Turn and talk. Okay, bum ba da da dum. What does that word visual mean, Grant? What does that mean?
You think what you see.
Okay, so kind of when you see something, you're visual, you're looking. Ella, how else could you describe that? Right, it's kind of like an image. And so when we read, we visualize what we're reading. And we've been doing a lot of it with our book Crash because there's a lot to kind of picture, right? Like, do you guys have a picture in your head of what this Crash character looks like? Yeah? So close your eyes real quick. What is it that you're seeing? Like, is he wearing something that's kind of funny? What kind of clothes does he have? What color hair are you guys seeing for our character Crash? They have not really told us, but we all have a picture, right? So close your eyes for just a second. Take a second to visualize what he might actually look like. Okay, when I say go, turn and tell your neighbor, what are you seeing? What's your visualization? What's your picture? Ready, go. What are you seeing? All right, class. Try again, class.
Yes.
So share with us, what are you visualizing about Crash, Max?
I don't see Crash.
Okay.
When I visualize him, I am him.
Oh,
like
that's
first
weird.
Person.
Oh.
I know it's weird, but
You are Crash?
yeah, like
What do you mean by that?
person, like, it's just weird, but
Okay.
I see all the other characters, just not him.
But you feel like maybe you're related more
Yeah,
to
but it
Crash.
says I saw.
Oh, because it's told in first person. Oh, ooh, that's an interesting. Is that weird? Oh, weird. I like it. Not in a bad way. It's good weird. What do you see for Crash? What's your visualization for him?
I see him in new clothes.
Right, because he always likes to buy new things. So like fancy clothes. Okay, what else do you see?
I see him with blonde, spiky.
I see the blonde spiky hair too. Anybody else get the weird blonde spiky hair? I get like mohawkish kind of because he's a punk in a way. All right, so blonde spiky hair. He's in clothes. What does he look like though, Julian? What are you getting that he might look like?
I think he had big puffy cheeks because he eats pizza a lot.
He eats, okay, he eats pizza a lot. Maybe he's got big puffy cheeks, okay? Yeah, I guess if I ate pizza a lot, I'd have big puffy cheeks too. What else?
I'm guessing that he has a lot of muscle.
I kind of picture him being like stocky, like, oh, kind of like a tough guy, right? He plays a lot of football. All right, maybe one more. Declan, what do you see?
I see him short and a lot of muscle.
Okay.
With kind of brownish straight hair.
Okay. Does anybody else, this is a weird one, does anybody see him with freckles?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I see him with like freckles. I don't know. Okay, so see how when we can visualize our characters, things come to life. Because when we read books and they come to life, it becomes much more interesting and we can understand them a little bit better. So I taught you a jingle about visualize. Do you remember this? Yeah. Do you want somebody to show you?
No.
You've got it. All right, teach your neighbor what it means to visualize. Ready? Teach.
Okay. Visualize. I need to visualize. Make a picture. Make a picture. In your mind.
Good. So today I'm going to ask you to make a picture in your mind based off what we've read prior. And we're going to be making some inferences. We didn't practice this one in a while, but do you guys remember infer and how that goes? Where's my use clues and what I already know to come up
with an idea. To come up with an idea.
Think you can watch Ella? Can we watch you? Okay, go. Good. Teach your neighbor what it means to infer. Ready? Teach.
Okay.
Go.
I-N-F-E-R. I-N-F-E-R.
Use clues and what I already know to come up.
With an idea.
To come up.
With an idea.
Good. So today I'm going to ask you to do two things: visualize and make an inference. You guys have been really good at inferencing. There's some sentence starters that you might want to use, and you know where those are. They're right here. So I think, I infer, perhaps, maybe. We always use the word because we want to show why we think that, and it's often based off what we read in the text. So what we're going to do today is we're going to read chapters 39 and 40 in our book with our reading groups, okay? And then when you're done, you guys get to choose one of these 4 scenarios. So I'll pass this out to you. Down here there are these 4. Okay, I'm not going to read them to you now because you guys are 5th grade, you can read them, right? But these are things that we've already read in the chapters. You're going to pick that scenario. You're going to have to go back into the text and find it. So like, for example, this says in chapter 32, what does Crash see when he looks out the bedroom window to find Scooter sitting on the ground? Okay, describe the scene in your own words after reading the passage that starts with, it happened last Saturday. You're not going to write, though. You're going to draw. Okay? What did he see? What was that picture that was happening? What did you visualize was happening in that scene? So you've got to really go back to 32 and reread it one more time because there's some details that you need to include in your visualization, right? Yeah. Okay? So you can choose whether you do 1, 2, 3, or 4. Then the piece that I'm adding is draw one inference based on what you read in the specific scene that you chose. Write that inference on your visualization. Let's practice one, okay? So sit tight, close your eyes. I'm going to read you a part of a scene that we've already read before. I want you to visualize in your head what's going on. Okay, this was all the way back at chapter 35. This is when they were going to see Scooter at the rehab center. Do you remember that? Okay, so visualize. Okay, try to pay attention to all the details you're seeing in your picture here. So we were allowed to see him yesterday. He's not at the hospital anymore. He's at a rehab place. They're supposed to teach him how to walk and feed himself and get dressed and all. He was supposed to be in room 23. My parents pushed me and Abby ahead into the room. There were 2 beds. Somebody was in one by the window. The other was empty. I whispered to my mother, "He's not here." "Sure he is," she whispered. "There." She was nodding towards the man in the bed by the window. Abby was already running over, but I still couldn't believe it. "That's him?" She squeezed my shoulder. We went over. Abby was on the bed, jabbering away. He was propped up on a pillow. His face, everything was different. He was bony, like he was starving. His mouth was sort of crooked, like he was smirking, only I knew that he wasn't. His right arm was in his lap, and I thought something was weird. And then I realized what it was, the hand. It was resting palm up, the fingers half curled. It looked dead. Okay, so do you have a picture in your head of what that scene looked like? Yeah. Turn and share with your neighbor. Ready, go. What did you see? What are some things that you see? All right. Tootsie Roll, lollipop. Share with me, what do you guys see? Because I saw, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I could have added some better detail. What did you see, Carter?
Well, I saw him kind of like, his eyes like half closed like this,
Uh-huh.
and his hand was kind of like that.
Okay, all right. Margaret, anything else?
Well, when you were talking about the rehab center, I just saw a building.
Okay.
And I thought about going inside of the room.
Yeah.
I saw 2 beds.
Okay, and you saw 2 beds. Okay. And Mike?
Like, kind of like a bed by like a
shape, like a window with like it's closed like those.
Okay.
And it's kind of dark in there. And
Oh, you see it being
Scooter's
dark.
Just, like, sitting there, just like.
Yeah, but he's kind of like zoned out a bit, right? All right. Okay, hands down. I'm going to show you what I saw. So this is what you guys get to do. So this is what I saw when I read that. This was my visualization. So I saw, who's this? Abby. And remember how she was acting like, hey, Scooter! She kind of came in all excited. So I've got her hands in the air and a big smile on her face because she's probably excited. I did my best to draw Crash, and that was what I saw Crash as. I don't know why I saw him in like this muscle tank for some reason. Spiky hair. But I tried to draw a look on his face like Dash, like being a little bit kind of like shocked, right? Would you kind of infer that maybe he's shocked in that scenario? Yeah. His mom is maybe like trying to comfort Scooter, and the dad is, remember he said that was pushing them inside. So I was drawing what I was seeing in my head from my text. And here's Scooter, and he's in bed, and I kind of, sad, but I kind of drew some drool on his chin, right? Because remember how later on in that chapter he was drooling? And he's kind of moving like he's dead, and here's the window that he's by. Where's his arm? That's something I should probably add in, right? His arm, because his arm was crooked. So I need to figure out a way that I can get his arm to be laying on his lap a little bit crooked. Yeah.
Maybe you can make it like on the other side of the bed, like his other arm.
Oh, and it's like coming over like this?
On top of
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I drew a clock, some other things I thought might be in there. I did an inference too. Is there an inference that maybe you could make off in that scene? Like, what are you wondering, or what are you thinking? I was thinking about Crash, right? What are you thinking there, Mike?
Like Crash is just like sitting there, kind of like in shock that he's never seen his grandpa like look like this old and this.
Right.
Bad.
That's exactly what I wrote. So I said in this chapter, I can infer that Crash was in shock because he had never seen Scooter in the light of being old. Remember how he never pictured Scooter as being like an old guy? Yeah. And then he walked in there and all of a sudden he was skinny and he looked old. So I'm assuming that maybe he's in shock a little bit, right? So that was my inference that I made based off that scene. Because of the look on his face and because of how he responded. So today, after you're done reading, you get to choose one of those four, and you get to make your own scene. Now, if Mrs. Inez were here, what would she say?
Full color.
Full color. I'm going to open it up to you guys where you can use anything you want, whether that be markers, crayons, bless you, colored pencils. There's also watercolors, okay? If you want a watercolor, if you want to use 2 or 3 things, that's fine. If I were to continue on this, I would, yes, cover in my background, okay? Maybe I would add some things, like now I reread it again. I know I need to add the hand, all right, because that was an important part. And this is what we're going to work on today. Chances are you will not finish, no problem, all right? So you're going to work on drawing that visualization that you get in your head, all right?
Is Scooter the mom's dad?
I think, yeah, Scooter is the mom's dad. Yeah. That's why I kind of drew her hand, because that's her dad. Okay. How do we feel about that? We're good? Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into groups. Now, Miss G is gone today, so Mrs. Perez is going to be here, and she's going to read with one group. Once you're done, I don't need to see you, okay? You can just jump in on the list of things to do. After that, it's quietly grab your sheet. I'll leave them on my stool. Is that good? And then you guys pick which one do you want to do, and then get started right on it. If you look over by the sink, the paper is by the sink. Everybody can have a big piece of paper. If you want paints, they're there. The cups are there. The brushes are there. You can also use markers, pencil. You can use anything you want, okay? All right, sound good? All right, if you are in, yes?
Do we do it with partners?
Good question. We're going to do them by ourselves this time, okay? Because I want to see what's in your head. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to visualize with somebody. Yes? Wow, good question. Today, let's stay at our seats, okay? Then we'll work really, really well. All right, if you usually read with Miss G, can I just say go and you'll go?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Grant, why don't you come over and join us this time, okay? And why don't you join me, and Jaren will go over there. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, you go over there. So, Mrs. Perez, we're just along the way stopping to kind of visualize what we're seeing. Okay, 5th graders, listen.
Right now.
One thing I forgot to mention to you guys, as you're reading with your group, if you're not with a teacher, stop along the way and ask your group, what are you guys seeing right now? Like in those kind of fun or intense situations in the scene, what's going on? Ask them to close their eyes, ask them to visualize, and talk about it, okay? All right. Mr. Jones, come on over, bud. Yep, so we're 39 and 40. 39 and 40. Are you going to share with me again?
I might.
Please do. So 39 and 40 today, guys. Who are we missing, guys?
Everybody's here.
Oh, Grant, okay.
I think
Grant,
in our group,
because Miss G's not here today.
the crash books disappear in like a second. I think the problem is people are taking like 20 and handing it out to them.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's open up. We're going to start on 39. What happened the last time we read? What do you guys remember? Yeah.
I kind of remember that. Oh yeah. Pen like was sprinting past their house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, every night he runs sprinting past us, and we were kind of talking about like why, right? Why is he doing that? I wonder. What do you think?
I think I know why. Probably
Why?
he's trying to get faster, so
Why would he need to be faster? What do you think, Alana?
He might need to be faster because if Mike like got him again, he could just
To run away from the bully. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, let's jump into it. Declan, you want to start us off?
Chapter 30, March 22nd. Something happened in English today. A couple of weeks ago, we got an essay about someone you know. Tell what that person means to you.
I wrote about Scooter, not about the stroke and the rehab, all, just the good stuff. I told about his great cooking and the stories in bed and how he came to all my games, even in the rain.
The papers were due today. When I got to class, Webb was already there wearing the old piece button. The Luca was there. I took my seat.
Webb got up to talk to the teacher. As soon as that happened, Mike went to Webb's desk and snatched some stapled sheets of paper from it. Possibly Webb's essay, I figured. On the way back to his desk, he crumpled it into a ball.
Jeez. Yeah.
When Webb got back, he saw right away what happened. He started looking around frantically for his essay. Under his desk, in his books, kids were giggling. Suddenly, while Webb's back was to him, Mike turned and
Whipped?
whipped the paper ball to me. Did I keep reading?
Yeah.
Oh. I never didn't catch a ball that was thrown to me in my life. I caught it. The bell rang. Everybody settled down. The class started.
All right, let's visualize that. I'm going to read it again. You guys close your eyes, all right? So this is what happened. When Webb got back, he saw right away what happened. He was looking around frantically for his essay. Do you see him looking frantically? What does that look like? What do you think?
To me, it looks like he's like looking all over the place. Yeah.
Kind of being crazy a little bit. Yeah, like panicking in a sense. All right, close your eyes again. He looked under his desk, in his books. Kids were giggling. And suddenly, while Webb's back was to him, Mike turned and whipped the paper ball to me. What does that mean, whipped? Like chucked it, right? Like threw it really hard. Yeah. I never didn't catch a ball that was thrown to me in my life, and I caught it. The bell rang, everybody settled down, and the class started. Ooh.
That I walked into
He
the
should
room
throw
and
it
I
to
saw them.
Penn.
You saw him kind of freaking out a little bit.
I see him throwing it to Penn.
You think that's what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. I hope Crash gets to be a nice guy.
I kept
Give it
thinking
back
he's
to
gonna
him.
throw it.
You think so?
I kind of
Tell him
saw
what happened.
that Crash was feeling bad that Mike did that to Penn.
Yeah, I would think so. All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Henry. The teacher?
The teacher didn't ask his essay right away. As the period went on, I got more and more curious about Webb's paper. Finally, as quiet as I could, I unwrapped, crumpled it I flattened it against my desktop, shielded it with my book, and read.
One of the most important people to me is my great-grandfather, Henry Wilhide Webb III. I feel very fortunate and blessed to have a great-grandfather, but he is more than that to me. He is 93 years old. It is hard to believe that someone who is 80 years older than I can understand how I feel, but he can. He is my best friend.
So he's 13.
Yeah, good math. Yeah. Go ahead, Declan.
Henry Wilhide III gave me my first name. In the year 1919, he ran for his college track team in the famous Penn race. Shortly after that, he traveled west to the state of North Dakota and settled there and raised a family. But he never got that day at the Penn relays. When I was born, my mother told him that he could name his first grandson. He named him Penn. That was me.
Good.
We moved to Pennsylvania 7 years ago. I have only seen him once since then. I missed him very much. Most of all, I miss the stories that he used to tell me about the old days. Sometimes he makes me sad when he says that he feels himself disappearing like the prairie.
Prairie. Hmm.
Wow. That is
Eden?
What does he mean?
Eden, will you put him on my stool for me, hon? Thank you. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean, like disappearing like my prayer?
I don't know. He feels himself disappearing like the prairie. What do you think it means, Grant?
Like he
That's deep.
disappears really fast because prairies get scared and hide.
Well, prairies
In
are like
holes.
big fields.
Yeah, and they hide in
So-
holes.
No, it's like those are prairie dogs. These are these are big prairies, like a big piece of land.
But it
Yeah.
sounds like he's dying.
Sounds like he's dying, but why does Penn feel like he's disappearing?
Because he never gets to see him.
Oh,
Unless he is grandfather.
I'm not sure. Let's keep reading. Hopefully there's some insight into that.
No, both pretty.
Go ahead, Grant. Your turn. Turn the
My
page.
great-grandfather is coming to visit us for Thanksgiving today, but he's coming then because that is when the Penn relay takes place. He says he wants to see them one last time. I don't believe he knows that middle school and even grade schools now compete in the relays. And I believe that
What are you owing about?
Maybe that's like
That's
Penn is
why he was
running.
running back.
He wants to be in the relay. Oh my gosh.
It's like
Because his grandfather was in the relay and that would be an important
he
thing
wants
to him.
impress him that
He wants to impress him.
Okay.
Okay, that was a good connection. Yeah.
some
Oh, what a nice letter he wrote. All right. Sorry, Grant. You want to finish your thing? I do not. You're right in the middle of your paragraph. I do not believe. Right here.
I do not believe he knows that middle schools and even grade schools now compete in the relay.
Oh, sorry. You did finish it. Okay.
I believe that the best gift I could give my great grandfather would be for him to see me run in the Penn relay. That is why I have been practicing my running every night.
Wow. Ah. All right. Let's go, Lindsay. I want to find out what's going to happen.
Why did you do it at night?
Why is he going to do it at night?
Cooler.
It's cooler at night.
And probably,
And there's
No
a
one will
lot of
find him.
people.
Nobody will tease him, probably.
probably because if you do it at daytime, there's gonna be cars driving around.
True. Might be safer. All right.
The teacher calls for papers. I passed mine in. The bell rang. Everybody packed up. Webb took the last look around his desk. While everybody else headed for the door, he headed for the teacher. I intercepted him. I tucked the essay in his hand. I found it, I said. Wait,
That's okay. Go ahead.
I found it. I said, it's a wrinkle, but it's okay.
He was
Gaping
gaping me
at
at
me.
me like a hooked fish as I went out the door. Sign up stuffs tomorrow.
What do you guys visualize when you see he was gaping at me like a hooked fish?
Maybe
Like, yeah.
I see, like, why is he so shocked?
Because he's giving it back to me.
Right, and who's being nice all of a sudden? Well, old Crash probably would have, what? Thrown it away and teased them about it. Jeez. Track sign-ups are tomorrow. All right, April 2nd. I was in the kitchen this morning checking out the fridge when I heard something outside. No, go away, scram.
I opened the back door. Abby was in the yard holding a garden shovel like a baseball bat. In front of her was the Chen Lon man in his white jumpsuit holding the end of a hose that snaked back to the can-shaped truck parked at the curb.
Uh-oh.
He tried to reason with her. He told her that it was important to spray the ground now so all of those evil weeds wouldn't have a chance to get started. But all Abby did was snarl. Plant murderer. Go spray that stuff on the hair growing on top of your nose.
Oh my gosh, Abby. Why is she being like that? What is,
Because
remember what,
the mouse?
maybe the mouse? The habitats. Remember, she was trying to grow the habitats in the backyard, and here comes the guy trying to kill all the insects. That's not going to be good for the habitats, right? Oh boy. Okay, Grant, you ready?
The guy wasn't stupid. He didn't move. He knew if he did, he'd get a shovel across the kneecaps.
Whoa.
He'd look at me, but he saw I was laughing too hard to be any help, so he backed off, reeled in the hose, and drove away.
Tonight, my father gave Abby a little visit in her room. I heard him ask her what did she think she was doing.
Oh boy, she might be in trouble. Yeah.
Daddy, she said, he was killing the weeds. This may come as a shock, he said, but that happens to be the whole idea.
It's a bad idea, she said. We have to have them, or we can't be an official wildlife habitat.
Last time I checked, this was a home, not a habitat.
Daddy, lecturing coming. You were brought up all
Wrong.
wrong. It's not your fault. Weeds aren't bad. Daddy, weeds aren't even weeds. They're plants and flowers, just like daffodils and all. They have the right to live too. How would you like it if a truck came to spray poison on you just because somebody decided to call you a weed?
Next thing I heard was my father going back downstairs.
What do you think, if you could visualize her father's face, what if you told your dad that? What do you think his face looks like? He might yell.
My dad would laugh.
He would laugh. My dad would probably be confused, like, what are you
He
saying?
would drag me by the shirt.
And say, all right, enough of that, huh?
Little girl.
Oh, my dad's a little
No, she's 10.
Your dad's understand. She's what?
She's 10.
Just about us. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna have you guys do. You ready? You're gonna need your book. You're gonna grab one of the papers off the stool, and you're gonna pick one of those scenarios to draw your
If
visualization.
my sister said something like that to my father, she'd get her cell phone taken away.
Yeah, that might happen. All right, you can use markers, you can use paint, you can use
I'm
crayons.
not sure if
Henry,
has a
listen.
cell phone.
You can use crayons, you can use paint, you can use anything that you'd like, all right? So you're gonna need, even what? What are those?
You know what they are?
No.
Chalk, like,
Oh, yeah, if you have them, go ahead. What do you mean chalk? Chalk.
You guys never use them in life. Wait, what are you guys talking
Are you talking about,
chalk.
oh,
oil pastel.
you can use oil pastels, yeah, if you have them. I don't have them. Okay, you ready? Bring your books. How'd it go? Good. All right, so pick your scenario. Make your inference somewhere on there and begin to draw your visualization. What are you seeing there? Can I send some kids maybe back to you? Cool.
Do you do this at our desk?
Do it, yeah, at your seat. Grant, why don't you go sit by Mrs. Press, okay? Which one did you choose, Max?
I chose the one where looking out. Did it say he had a football helmet on?
Did you reread it?
Yes, but
You might want to look back. Look back.
took two.
Okay, bump, ba-da-da, dump. Okay, freeze for a second and give me your eyes real quick. So just to restate what we're doing here, you're going to pick one of the four. You've got to go back and reread that part. Like I see Tiani's got the book. She's rereading it. That's going to give you the details you need. When you're doing that, freeze for a second, use it with like a different lens maybe. Try and look at it as if you're trying to make a movie. What is that visualization that you're seeing? Okay? If you've got some questions, refer back to your book. And then add your inference somewhere on that page. Are you making an inference of a character, of the scenario? Okay? Do we know what we're doing? Show me with your thumbs. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways. You get it? You got it? Looking for everybody's thumb. Good. Can I turn on some music while you do it? Right on. All right, go ahead. Hannah, which one are you doing? Oh, did you pick one off one of the sheets? Go get the sheet right here. I like your illustration though. Yeah.
I'm drawing this one.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's okay. Like I'm drawing the ambulance
Oh.
going like away. Is
Okay.
that okay?
Yeah.
Because it says what does Crash see?
Right.
He looks out his window.
Right.
But is it
So
okay if I
yeah, that's fine. Sure. Right here, buddy. So which one of those scenarios would you like to draw? Yeah? Mrs. Perez might have an extra. So which one of these would you like to do? Take a look, read through them and figure out which one speaks to you the most. Which one is the most interesting? Eden, here you go.
Thank you.
What'd you choose, Kara Kay? Crash feels depressed after Scooter's condition, that one? Yeah. Read the passage we begin with. Good. How about you, bud?
I did the fourth one.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That would, oh, those are all good scenes to do. Right there, bud. Back by the paints. Noah, back by the paints. Which one did you choose, Carter?
The Christmas tree one.
Which one?
The compare Coogan's Christmas tree to Crash, how he imagines his tree.
Right. Yeah. Good one. Oh, I like it. Which one are you thinking now, Miss Hannah? Oh, my computer's dead. Which one did you choose? Yeah. That's the one you're gonna do? I like that one too. So which one are you thinking, Kaden?
This one.
Yeah? Did you read them all?
Yes.
Okay. So, what does Crash see when he looks out the window to find Scooter sitting on the ground? Describe the scene in your own words after reading the passage that starts with it. Happened last Saturday. Through the sirens that sounded like a kazoo going further away. Draw or paint a picture that matches your scene. So you'll have to get your book and read 32. Or sorry, 32. So find It Happened Last Saturday. Which one are you choosing?
This one.
Okay. So you grab your book and look at 32 and find that part.
Do we have to choose from only those scenes?
Yeah, pick one of those scenes. Good question, Henry. So we're looking for It Happened Last Saturday. Okay. And yeah, But you need your book to read that part. Where do you get those papers? Right back. Oh, let me grab you one. You need to first read so you can refresh your brain, okay? So let him read or actually, you know what, Teeter, can we borrow your book? So read that part that they're telling you about, and then you can draw it out, okay?
Where's
Whoa.
the papers?
We're short. Let me grab you some right here. Who needs a paper still yet? Lindsay? So which one did you choose, bud?
I chose the one where he's by the cherry tree.
Oh, and he's looking at.
And he's looking at Peter.
Oh, is that the window?
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that. Which one did you choose, Maya? Are you? Good. I like that. I didn't think to do it out of a window. Is this the Uzi one? Yep. Oh, that's poor guy. What are you watching? Oh, you're doing the Uzi one too? Yeah. What are you doing, miss?
I'm doing the window one.
Where he's looking out the window, seeing his... I like your crash. Way better than mine. Yeah. Need some help?
I've chosen
Okay, which one did you choose?
the one where he's like spraying.
The Uzi? I thought you might choose that one. Okay. So, did you reread that part yet? Let's find it.
Just soak out the details.
Yeah, and try to paint your picture in your head. So, chapter 36. And it begins with this afternoon. Okay, probably right in there, bud. That was 36. Okay. We're looking for this afternoon, a block from school. Okay. Don't see it there. It's going to be the beginning of a paragraph. This afternoon. So read that part. Okay? Just this paragraph. Try to get your good visualization of that. What'd you choose, bud? Which one? The Christmas tree one? Did you read that part?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. If you can hear me clap once, if you can hear me clap twice, turn and talk to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor what you're drawing and why. Why are you visualizing that? What is it about? No, Teeter. Talk to Carrot K. What are you thinking? Okay, so did you reread that part yet? Okay, let's put all your things away. Yep, put all your things away. Do you need a pencil that works? Okay, bump, ba-da-da-dum. Share with me, what are you guys drawing? What are you seeing? You got to tell us, first of all, which one are you doing, right? Tell us, Miss Charlie, which scenario are you deciding to use? Okay, and what are you going to draw? What is your visualization that you saw there? Okay. What he actually had and what he wants, right? Okay, good idea. Margaret, what are you going to do?
I'm going to draw Mike shooting Penn with the
Oh, that's the worst one, but I like that. Okay.
because I think I can visualize Penn being soaked.
Yeah.
Like laughing.
I'm interested to see what facial expression you put on Penn's face and Mike's face and Crash's face in that scenario. Okay, good. I like it. Shade, what are you doing?
I'm doing the same thing as Margaret.
Okay. And what are you going to draw?
So I'm going to draw Crash looking across the street at Penn and when he's getting soaked.
Okay. And what are the facial expressions that they might have?
They kind of surprised and
Okay. Okay.
like is kind of like laughing at him.
Okay, I like it. Last one. Mr. Callahan, what do you think? What are you doing over there?
I'm doing the backyard one.
Okay, with Scooter when he got hurt?
No.
Oh,
Oh, like when he says our backyard is big as backyard.
okay. And what are you visualizing? What are you going to draw?
A bunch of leaves on the ground, trees with no leaves on it. Maybe, yeah, because it's February. It's like
Smart. It's February and they live where? Massachusetts?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
And
Smart.
I was gonna draw the mouse house and
Okay, I like it. All right, you guys have about 10 minutes to work. I told you we weren't going to finish it today. This is just getting your ideas down today. You need some paper? Hello. My computer's dead, or I put some music on. Whose hair? Oh, it's like the back view of him. Oh, here you go, Mr. Jones. So what are you working on?
Basically, I'm going to compare crash history to
Okay. Okay. And what are you writing down here?
basically what they said it would look like.
Okay. Okay. So when you visualize, you don't necessarily have to write their words. You can draw a picture to show what their words mean. Yeah? You think you can do that? You need a big eraser? Yes, hon.
For this part, it says the stretched gray straps of the flashing red lights and the siren that sounded like kids are going farther and farther away. What does it mean by farther? Shouldn't it be coming closer?
I think because they had picked him up.
Oh, already? But then how do I draw him? So would I just draw him sitting by the tree, or do I draw with the ambulance
You
coming?
choose. You choose. What part do you see in there? What part do you think maybe stands out the most?
That, like, like, I'm kind of imagining, like, he's just looking out the window, and he just sees Scooter sitting there and Abby screaming.
Okay. Okay. So do that part then. Okay. Maybe you could. That would be. Is that when the maybe ambulance was arriving?
Oh, should I draw, like, from a corner?
Sure. Like as it's approaching. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what you see.
This is mine. So
And this is the curtain.
yeah, these are the good.
Ah, I like it.
Oh no, can I see yours as an
Yeah.
example?
I like it. Wow. Quite the artist. Yes.
So this says like I'm trying to figure out what to write. So I said I visualized Crash looking at his grandfather when I read. He's sitting on the ground, his back up against the church.
Okay.
Do I need to add anything else?
Well, is there an inference that maybe you could make?
So I infer that Crash is worried about his grandfather Scooter
Because why?
because he's just sitting down.
He looks kind of unusual, right? Like, yeah. So maybe that's your next part. I would infer that Crash is worried because his scooter is sitting there in kind of an odd, it would look like an awkward way, right? Good. I see kids are already adding their inferences on there based on the chapter, what kind of inferences they might be able to make about a character, a scenario. I like that. What do you, maybe? You want to use the whole page, yeah? You could flip it over. Oh. Then you have a whole blank spot. So is that the tree that they have, or is that the tree that he wishes? Ah. Are you doing the Uzi one too?
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's
pen, he's
Getting soaked. Remember he got pneumonia after that?
oh yeah.
I wonder if he's like shivering. Who's this? And what are you visualizing there when you drew pen?
I visualized him like all like standing still and like just dripping and like soaking wet.
Soaking wet. Do you think he was angry? What do you think his emotions might have been?
Sad, disappointed.
Sad. Yeah.
I don't really think angry is like one of Pen's emotions.
Right, because he's Quakers, right? Aren't supposed to be angry. So his face makes me think, oh, those are his glasses.
Yeah.
Is he drooling? What's that? Oh, that's the water coming down. Kind of looks like Penn, yeah? Thug life. I like the thug life. That's kind of what I could see him doing too. Okay, you've got about 3 more minutes to kind of get some ideas down, sketches. We'll finish this up tomorrow. Oh, who's that?
What?
Mike?
Yeah, that's Mike.
And that's
Oh, because they,
just a bystander, maybe?
yeah, they all
Mm,
can't, they're the gang
I like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Does Lindsay as well? You have speech festival, Lindsay? Yeah? Okay. All right, we'll find you a sub. Okay. You have shoes? All right, boys and girls, we're out. We're out of time. Make sure right now, write your name, date, number somewhere on your paper where we can see it. So whether that's the front or the back, okay, somewhere on your paper, name, date, number. Here's what I'm going to have you do. When I say go, stand up and find somebody you don't normally chat with and show them your visualization. Explain to them why you're drawing it and what inference do you plan to make. Ready, go. Find a partner in 10. Hurry. In 9. Find somebody. In 8. Find somebody. In 7. Come on, Declan. Come on, Henry. In 6. In 5. In 4. In 3. In 2. 1. Z. E. R. O. Okay, share with your neighbor. Henry, Caribbean needs a partner. Share with what you visualized.
And then Sprinkle Hammering. Mine, I'm going to redraw him. And then he opened it again. He's saving against stitches. Mine is when they're rushing him to the hospital.
Oh. And the ambulance was driving away sounding like a kazoo. Good. Okay, find somebody new. Find somebody new in 5, 4. Find somebody new in 3. Kaden, come on. Find somebody new in 2, 1. Z, E, R, O. Share with that person. What'd you visualize? What do you see? What's your inference that you're going to make? What'd you ladies do?
He's kind of like sitting there. The thing is not really up yet.
Right, it was only tacked on by one nail.
And this is kind of his window staring at us. Like, don't look at the back of his head.
I like it. What's the inference you think you could make?
Oh, I can infer that he's very confused.
Who is Crash? Why? Yeah, I would agree.
Grandpa's just sitting there, and he said he heard hitting.
Right, and that looks kind of strange. Like if your grandpa was sitting out there, wouldn't you think that? All right, find your own seat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Z, E, R, O. So we got to hear from a few of you about the visualizations that you were drawing. Why is it important to do this? What is the purpose of this, other than we like to draw because that's fun? What is the purpose of visualizing and actually taking the time to draw what we see? Turn and talk to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, what do you think? What's the reason for doing that? What do you think, Caleb? Why are we doing that? So we know what's going on, right? And if we paint a picture in our heads, it's sometimes a little easier to follow. Yeah? Okay. All right, class. Why? What was your why? Why are we doing this? Kara Kay, what do you think? All right, so we know what's going on and we can better understand what's happening, right? Anything else, Kara B?
To see what you're thinking.
Right, because remember when we were talking about Crash, we all kind of have different visions, right?
Yeah.
Are they wrong because they're different? Not necessarily, and that's okay. It's more to see like what's actually happening and to put a picture in our heads. Carter?
Well, I was kind of thinking we all do it to see what we think, and then we can look at other people's and see what they think also.
It's like
We can kind of compare them.
It's like seeing a new perspective, right? A different perspective of the same thing. I like that. Lindsay, last thought.
I was thinking, like, because if we draw it out, it may help us visualize what's happening.
Right.
Like, we will understand the book more and like it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Awesome. It is time to get cleaned up. Here's what I'm going to have you do. Let's stack these back where you found the paper so we don't fold them and crease them. Okay, tomorrow we need to get some color on them and get them painted or drawn or whatever you're choosing to do. Books need to be put away, and then meet me on the rug and we'll get you organized for writing, okay? Yes. All right, ready to go. Make sure your name's on there. Henry, is your name on there? We'll work on it more tomorrow. Nice, Hannah. Are you going to paint later, you think? Yeah, that's a pretty good ambulance.